What's up, guys? Thomas here. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's well. I had a special request. Somebody wanted to see an update on everything after the hard freeze we got. And boy, did we get a hard freeze. If you live in Florida, you know what I mean. Now, if you're in North Dakota, you're laughing at us like, hard freeze. Our high is minus 20 below zero. Well, for Florida, it was a hard freeze. Now, Florida has really wild weather for anybody that doesn't know. It's just like this week. It's 80 degrees every day. 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 85 degrees Fahrenheit tomorrow. Well, last Sunday morning, it was in the low 20s. Matter of fact, the next town next to the town I live in here actually had the record low, official record low for the entire state of Florida, 19 degrees. Now, there was a deputy, police officer, that recorded in his car 17 degrees about 20 miles from here as the crow flies. It got about 20, and the thing is we get a hard freeze every year, but usually it only lasts a couple hours. This was a very bad one because at 9 p.m. Saturday night, it was freezing cold already. 0 Celsius, 32 Fahrenheit. Well, it didn't get back above that until the next day at 9 o'clock. So you're talking 12 hours of hard freezing temperatures. -8, -6 Celsius. I think the low was somewhere around 22, 23 Fahrenheit. But anyway, everything in the greenhouse looks fine. Only thing is the tamarillos. Just leaf damage, that's all. Mangoes. This side here has some leaf damage, but nothing major. The papayas had some leaf damage. Small papayas, but everything else looks fine. The kratom plant back there, I see it's a little burnt. But everything else looks great. That greenhouse there has got black sapote, longan, lychee, and starfruit in it. They all look fine. All the stone fruit look fine, of course. I'm not gonna show every single thing. Peaches, nectarines, pomegranates, figs, all that. Look at these citrus. They got hit hard. But the good thing is that's what you want to see. You want to see the leaves falling right off of it. They'll come right back in spring. No big deal. The problem was we had a hot December. New Year's Day it was 85 degrees, so everything started blooming out like it was spring. This is Pakistani Mulberry. It was already loaded with fruit and leaves. This is a big ever-bearing mulberry. It hadn't actually bloomed out yet. This is a little white chatoot mulberry. As you can see, all the fruit was damaged. This is another Pakistani mulberry. Lost its leaves, but it's fine. Like I said, the stone fruit and the apricots and cherries and pomegranates and figs, all that, the medlar. Everything looks fine. Everything looks dead right now, that's for sure. You look back at the previous videos when everything was so lush and green. This is a big cara here, navel. And you can see by the size of the trunk. And it was in full bloom. I mean, loaded with blooms, and look, even the bark was starting to split. But where it's hardened off here, there's no damage. So just prune all these dead limbs off and it'll be fine. I mean, that was a rare freeze event. That happens maybe every 10 years. And as you can see, I got hay around every tree. I stuffed that hay all throughout the tree and the limbs. I pile it up as high as I can over the graft because if everything dies above, as long as I got a little bit of meat above that graft, it'll grow back. That's all we're looking for. Want to see cold hardy tropicals? Look at this pineapple guavas. Pineapple guava is a beast. Completely unaffected. Hadn't skipped a beat. Loquats. They got some leaf burn on their new growth, a little bit. Nothing major. Pineapple guavas, another pineapple guava down there. Persimmon that hadn't bloomed out. This is a nectarine starting to bud out. Loaded with buds. This is Sherry Wood Loquat, and I didn't protect any of this stuff. Nothing was protected. All the loquats look fine for the most part. Another loquat. They look completely fine. Loquat is a beast. It is a true champion of the tropics. I mean, it can take what the citrus can't take. Well, there's a couple that got damaged right there. Another loquat. This is the Christmas loquat. I think they'll be fine. Loquats look pretty. Some damage, not much. Another loquat. Now this is the Hamlin orange. And this is what you want to see. You want to see the leaves just falling right off. That's a good sign. If the leaves just stay on there and turn white or yellow and don't fall off, tree's probably dead. Now this one suffered some heavy damage. I mean, look at that bark split. And these are really cold hardy sweet oranges. But the main stem, there's no damage nowhere. So I'm not too worried, you know. I'd rather let these trees grow and mature anyway, even if I lose a season of fruit. Mulberries, figs, peaches, nectar. This was a grapefruit. Same thing. But like I say, it'll be fine. Now, it don't have any splittage on the limbs. No bark split. Look at this. This is how cold it got, guys. This is an Owari Satsuma. It got burned at the top. And that's one of your most cold, hardy citrus. I'm in zone 8B. 10 months out of the year, I'm in the tropics. 2 months of the year, it's temperate with occasional hard freeze. And the hard freeze is what gets us, like this tropic snow peach was in full bloom. Some of them got damaged, some of them are fine. Now here's the only trees I protected. The only reason I did is because they were blooming, trying to protect the blooms, and that's the avocado. It's not dead. It's just going to defoliate probably most of it. This is the Lila avocado. And I didn't wrap any Christmas lights or anything like that around them. All I did was throw the frost blanket over them. But they're fine. That was the first one was the poncho. This is the lila. And some of the blooms might make it. Some of them aren't. Who knows? It might bloom again. Peaches are loaded. I mean, they're ready to just bust out. Sorry for the dogs. They're very annoying. But the nectarines and peaches are ready to bust. Pawpaws are ready to bust. This is a clementine. And I don't really see any damage on it. Now this cara, it got burnt pretty hard. See some splittage on the branches. This is another cara that was in full bloom. But there's nothing wrong with the branches, so it'll be fine. Lime quat took a hit. Hey, shut up. The strawberry guava took a hit. This one didn't get hit quite as bad, but that one was getting the corner there, that north wind coming around the corner. Now the lemon guava didn't get hit as hard as any of them. Of the other guavas. These bananas got hit, but as you can see, it's still green all the way up. These are a very old variety. I don't know what they are. But they come from my father's house, and come springtime, it'll flower and fruit. So now here's the only thing I'm concerned about. I said on Instagram that it wasn't damaged at all, and this is the Osceola. It's about 10 foot tall. And the first couple days it looked fine, but now but the leaves are just falling off, so I don't know. Hopefully it just defoliates, but what concerns me is the sap. And the way that bark's busted. I'm afraid it's gonna die, so hopefully that's on my only loss. I'm sorry guys, I haven't been on here lately. I'm really busy with work and family, and by the time I get home from work it gets dark pretty quick. So anyways, that was just a brief update of what happened after the hard freeze we got. I wish everybody much luck. Take care. Oh, this is the moringa. Somebody asked about the moringa, what I do to the moringa. Well, I can grow moringa here. It'll be a 20-30 foot tree here in 6 months. But I cut it down because if not, it's going to freeze to the ground anyway. So I just cut it down and then cover it and give it a little head start. And I leave a little extra sticking up just in case I'm gone and somebody don't know what's here. You never know. People do crazy things sometimes. Jujubes, brown turkey fig. It was starting to try to bud out, but don't look like it got too damaged. Anyways, guys, that's just front yard. Let's go look at the big loquat in the backyard. These are some more plants that wouldn't fit in the greenhouse, and for the most part, they all look fine. Pomelo, another orange. Some lemons. Some more orange trees. Got a little bit of tip burn. Strawberry guava looks like it took the most of it. But surprisingly, these things here must be the most cold hardy tropical there is the Patanga tuba. it was left completely unprotected and very little damage. All these are cherry trees and peaches and blueberries and loquats and figs. And a couple persimmon. That loquat back there has got my guavas in it. And they took some foliar damage, but they'll be fine. Those are another loquat and a couple bananas there. These are white beauty mulberries. They haven't even started to try to bud out yet, really. So they'll be fine. Big loquat. I've been eating on this thing since, if you follow me on Instagram, I've been eating on it since January the 9th or 11th, I think it was, and it's still got fruit, still got flowers. This is an old, very old seedling. But one thing I like about it is you get fruit early, just in case you get real hard freezes. And then it continues, having more and more fruit. So you start eating on this in January, and by spring break, you're still eating. Now, some of them did get damaged. See one there that got damaged. See one there. The ones that were close to being ripe looks like they took the most damage. The young ones, they look fine. And I mean, it's just still loaded. Supposed to cut off some cuttings and send them to Virginia fruit grower. He's gonna try to graft some of them. Might have a new variety, especially for people that grow in that live in colder climates. I mean, if you live in South Florida, you really don't have to worry about it. But us people up here in North Florida and South Georgia and the Carolinas and Louisiana, hell, it ain't nothing to lose a crop because of late frost. Look, still got blooms coming out. So yeah, all in all, for the most part, just gonna have to cut back some citrus limbs, and other than that, think we'll be fine. Look at there. See, those are almost right. It was already, as a matter of fact, it probably was right. That's probably what happened to it. It was probably ready to pick. This is a humongous tree, a humongous loquat tree. When my wife first moved here from Puerto Rico, she thought it was an avocado tree. It's funny, me and Brett was talking the other day about the difference in names we call plants. And I was telling him that I told my wife one time that I was going to grow some cassava. And she was like, "What is cassava?" And I'm thinking, you're from Puerto Rico. Y'all eat cassava every meal. Well, they don't call it cassava. They call it yuca. It's like I got a friend from India. He said, I was asking him if he liked sapodilla. What is sapodilla? Well, I knew they eat them in India, but anyway, he was like, I finally showed him one. He was, "Oh, we call that chiku." So, it's funny how This is a small pomelo. I got a bigger pomelo, but it took a little bit of damage, and it was loaded with blooms too. But I wasn't gonna let it set fruit anyway. But the branches aren't split. It's just foliar damage. So, all right, guys. Everybody have a good day. I'm out.